This is the Riftstone in Dragons Dogma, and the community has been able to crack the secret behind it and start to duplicate anything, which includes having tons of money, being able to fast travel by using tons of Portcrystals, even Ferrystones, and much more that we'll go over in this video. By the way, you can play the game however you want. You don't have to use these exploits. I played over 100 hours of this game normally without doing any kind of exploits, had a lot of fun, but now I want to try playing with some exploits. So just don't be mean to other players in the comments and do whatever you want. You're going to need 2 players in order to perform this duplication glitch. So make sure both players 1 and player 2, are going into system. Then you're going to go to options and scroll all the way down to network. From here, you want to make sure the network features are on, that main pawn online access is set to friends only, and the data process is on. Save changes and we're good to go. So I'm currently at the Riftstone in Vernsworth, and we're going to go in here to explain exactly how the pawn questing system works, because specific things are meant for specific sections of the pawn quest. So when you hit examine, we're going to go ahead, hit set pawn quest. Now, when you hit request for other players, you're going to select acquire items. Now, all the items listed here are items that you may have encountered or interacted with during your game. This even includes quest items. Believe it or not, you can request quest items from other players. Special things that you can also get via requesting items are going to be the WyrmLife Crystals, which you can use to upgrade your armor and your weapons, Ferrystones, which is going to allow you to teleport from one Portcrystal to another Portcrystal, and Portcrystals themselves. You get only a few in the game, but you can get unlimited, as I'm going to explain later in the video. Now, let's talk about rewards for the other players. This, however, is not going to be exactly the same, because you can, 1, select gold, and you can give out to about 10,000 max as a reward, or you can select items, but these items are only going to be taken out of your inventory. So if I wanted to give away 99 apples or 99 grapes, you can actually do that and use the previous exploit where we sell fruits from one location and send it to another. But what you're going to notice is we're not going to see certain items on here. There's no WyrmLife Crystals here. You're not going to see any Ferrystones anywhere here, and you're not going to find any Portcrystals. By the way, this is a bootleg Ferrystone, so don't say it was there on my screen. This is the fake one. See, read that. It's on the screen. But no special items are going to be here. Another important thing to recognize is that you can also reward other people with armor and weapons. So you can buy armor, buy weapons, and give that to other players. It's a really cool feature. So let's go over both of the exploits we're going to use for both regular items and special items and how to duplicate all of them. So exploit 1 is going to be about helping a friend get gold. By the way, if you're on PlayStation, you technically don't need a friend. You could just use another user account. It's just going to be really annoying to have to play the whole intro again. That's why it's better just to make friends in the community. In this example, my buddy Boger is player 1 and I'm going to be player 2. Now, what Boger is going to do initially is first go to an inn and rest there. This is going to allow him to come back to this game at any time from the main menu by pressing load from the last inn rest. You'll see why this is important. Then player 1 is going to go to the town Riftstone. From here, the player is then going to select the set pawn quest. What's going to happen here is they're going to request 1 easy item in the game. For this example, he's going to select a detoxifying decoction, which is a purple potion that you can buy in mass in the exact same town that we're in. And they're going to select the reward to be 10,000 gold, which is the maximum reward amount you can put. Once player 1 sets the quest, then player 1 can just do whatever they want and walk away and continue playing their game. The moment player 1 sets the pawn quest, it appears for everyone in the game, but in this case it's going to be only for the friends list. Now player 2 is me. At this point, I'm going to make my way to the Riftstone and I'm going to look specifically for my friend pawn and then summon them. In this case, his pawn's name is Guts. Once I find their pawn, I'm then going to hire them. I'm going to give them the purple potion, basically. I'm then going to get the quest reward, which is going to be 10,000 gold. Wow, amazing, right? Well, here's where it gets very fun. I'm then going to dismiss his pawn and I'm going to turn around and go right back to the Riftstone again. I'm going to search again for the exact same pawn for my friend. It's going to show up again right over here, and then I'm going to approach it, do the exact same thing by giving it a purple potion. Once I give it again, I'll get my 10,000 gold, and then the pawn will go away. And I can keep repeating this over and over again until I either run out of the item or until I feel like I'm done. Essentially, 2 summons is going to take you about a minute, so that's going to net you 20,000 gold every single minute. Now, player 1 job Josh, once this is all done, all he has to do is just load from the last in rest, and the 10,000 gold reward he put out will never even have left his inventory to begin with. So that's how you stay safe. Now, if you want to repeat something like this, remember that in Vernworth, these shops refresh every single 3 days. So if you're trying to get the detoxifying item, you just buy out all of them, and then you're gonna go sit on a bench, rest about 3 days, then go right back, buy some more, or you can craft it. Just make sure you get a lot of an item and you coordinate with the other person specifically. Heck, it could even be one of the most basic goblin item. Then I tested out this exploit with my friend Joe, and I can show you that it's done with weapons. So for this example, I requested 1 explosive arrow, and the reward that I gave him was a magic archer weapon. Now you can see my friend Joe's footage. He finds my pawn in the rift, hires the pawn, and then gives it the explosive arrow, and then gets the magic archer weapon. And after getting the weapon, he goes right back to the riftstone, calls upon me again, does the same thing all over again, and gets another magic archer weapon. And on my end, I'm going to just reload my game from the inn wherever I last left off, and I look in my inventory, and bam, my magic archer weapon is still there. It never disappeared, and I was able to share it with my friend. Now, exploit 2 is going to be the most useful one in the game. I mean, look at this. This is my entire map of my game, and look how many Portcrystals I have all over the map. I can get anywhere I need to at any time because I also have Ferrystones to get me where I need to go. I also can get as many WyrmLife Crystals as I need to make them super powerful. Not only that, but with this method, we can duplicate the one-shot arrow that takes down any monster in the game. So let's get into it because this one's slightly complicated. Now, for the player that needs the special item, step 1 is going to be really easy. You can help your friend over here by hitting that subscribe button. That helps. That's my special item. That's it. All player 1 has to do is just request the special item. In this case, it's going to be a Portcrystal, and set the reward as 1 gold. This is a big warning. For PlayStation players, this step is going to be absolutely easy. This was tested out by myself, my team, and a group of friends, so you're good to go if you're a PlayStation player. If you are doing this on Steam, you might run into the anti-cheat stuff that could wipe your game out completely, and I'm not sure how stable it is on Xbox. So if you're doing it on those other platforms than PlayStation, do it at your own risk. I'm not responsible for that, except PlayStation users. I'll be responsible for you. Now, the complicated step. Player 2 is going to be the person responsible for duplicating. So what they have to do is save their game, then go into PlayStation settings menu. From there, you're going to want to scroll down to the save data and game app settings. Once you're in that, then go to the sync saved data. You'll see a little load time, and then you're going to select the auto sync save data, and then you're going to want to disable it. This will cause your save on the console to be separate from the save that you will upload to the cloud. Then you're going to back out from here, and from there on the menu, you want to select the game and then select upload/download save data. Then you just want to press upload. This will then cause your current game to now be in the cloud storage as well. Do this anytime you want to back up your save on the PlayStation 5. Now, once you knock this out the way, everything is going to be super easy. My friend Boger, aka the player 2, who's going to be doing the duping, has gotten back in the game and had my pawn in his party, so he's just going to dismiss her. He then is going to check his inventory, and you can see that he only has 2 Portcrystals in the entire game. He's going to go into the rift and then look for his friend's pawns, which is going to be me, Henna. Hire her into the party when she shows up, and then he's going to give the Portcrystal item to Henna, as that is what the quest was. By the way, certain special items you can only request 1 and you can only give 1, but there is a workaround to this because he then can dismiss my pawn and give a second Portcrystal as a gift. After that, he's going to leave the rift completely, then go to the inn, and this is really important. They just have to rest until they see the red circle autosave, which means the pawn quests and items were uploaded. At this point, he can then close the game. He's going to then select upload/download save data, select download from cloud storage to bring back the old save, not upload, because if you upload, then those 2 Portcrystals would be lost forever. You'll then see a double confirmation about what you want to do, and you select yes. When he goes back into the game, he's going to be exactly in the same spot with my pawn, dismissing it again and doing the whole previous steps over and over. Now, he actually did this a bunch of times and I didn't have to request more than once, and he kept doing this over and over and over again. And you can see in my gameplay footage once I rested how much port crystals I got. Let me tell you, I have so many port crystals. I could put them in towns, I could put them at monster farming spots, I could do anything I want in this game without having to travel for 50 hours, and I'm telling you, it feels so good. Shout out to anyone who's going to be helping with the duping phase. Here are the quick notes for method 1 if you want to screenshot this, and here are the quick notes for method 2 for special items. Now just drop your username and the console you play on down in the comments below to start adding people who are watching this video. Let's get duping, everyone.